I'm going to talk about occurring pattern. Let's look at weather warnings. So there is some weather warning with this fog advisory. That's the yellow advisory. It's going to be near visibility, zero visibility in fog is expected. It's some locally dense fog will dissipate this morning. So this fog advisory starts from Sunday, April 26th, which is today, 7 a.m. to today, 10:59 a.m. or 11 a.m. So let's look at pressure patterns starting from April 26, 8 p.m. So there's some pressure. So 1020 millibars of pressure. That's it. Both places. So let's go to AP, April the 27th. There is something 1060, 1020, 1012 millibars of pressure. Let's go to the next hour, which is April the 28th, 2026. 1020 something. So 1012, 1016, 1008 millibars of pressure, even though it's backwards. So a little bit backwards actually. So let's go to the next hour, which is April the 12th. 29th, 2026. So 1012, 1008 millibars, 1008 millibars of pressure, 1012 millibars of pressure, 1016 millibars of pressure actually. So let's go to next hour, which is AP at April the 20th. So after this day, the average temperature is going to increase to 18 or 19 degrees Celsius. So instead of 11 or 12 degrees Celsius, so start. So 1016, 1012, 1008 millibars of pressure. Most average pressure pattern is going to be 1011 millibars. So let's look at precipitation pattern starting from 2 p.m. That's nothing else. 5 p.m. That's nothing else. 8 p.m. That's nothing else. 7 p.m. That's nothing else. 8 a.m. That's nothing else. 11 a.m. That's nothing else. 2 p.m. That's nothing else. 8 p.m. 5 p.m. That's nothing else. 8 p.m. That's nothing else. 11 p.m. That's nothing else. 8 a.m. There is something. Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salaby, Oakwood. Those are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Port out in Hanover going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Line Hopesway is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Line is going to get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. Collingwood's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Hamilton's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to the next tower, which is Whiteton's going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to the next tower, which is 11 a.m. There's something. Hopesville line says gonna get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. Barton Port Elton is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Hanover is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including Bombay, Sunny Beach, Salabay, Mainland. So Betty, Georgina, Beverly Hills is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Sissaga, Brampton, Orange Hole, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oakville, most of vocal is Saga. It's going to get some, because I miss Saga twice, ignore it. So it's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. It's going to get some 2.5, 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Hamilton Oka is going to get some 6.25 millimeters. Niagara Lake is going to get some 6.25 millimeters. Heaviest light is 2.5 millimeters. Niagara Falls City is 2.5 millimeters. Heaviest light is 0.25. Oshawa is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Uxbridge is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall because most of it is rainfall, so 2.5. So let's go to the next tower. We're not in Cobra because outside of rainstorms. So let's go to 2 p.m. There is something. So Wharton, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salaby, Midland, Woodbury, Beverly Hills, Georgia, Scarborough, Stouffville, Toronto, Richmond, Newmarket, Mississauga, Brampton, Orange Grove, Owosso, Oshawa, Uxbridge, parts of it. Peterborough, those is a Niagara Falls City, parts of it. Those is going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So Lingwood, Beorla, Hope's Way, those is going to get some 0.2.6.25 millimeters of rainfall. If it's so 6.25 millimeters of rainfall in Hope's Way. So Line said Port Elgin, Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, even though a little bit 2.5 millimeters in Hanover doesn't count. So let's look at Coburg, 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. No, 6.25. Balboa's going to get some 6.24 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara on the Lake is going to get some heaviest 12.5. Lightest is going to be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 5 p.m. This something. So Coburg, Belleville's gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Oshawa's gonna get some heaviest is gonna 6.25, lightest 2.5 millimeters. Uxbridge gonna get some 2.5 millimeters, a little bit higher. So Peterborough is gonna get some mostly 6.25 millimeters of rainfall, 6.24. So sorry done. So Scarborough, Stouffville, Toronto, Richmond, Newmarket, Brampton, Orangeville, Oakville, most of it. Those are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Lake is heaviest 6.25, light is going to be 2.5 millimeters, so mostly 6.25 millimeters of 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City light is 0.25, heavy is going to be 2.5 millimeters. Centimeter average 1.5 millimeters, but it doesn't count. So let's go to Line said, Obey Whitetown, Poyos Hanover, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salaby, Milan, Olala, Betty, Georgia, Bavlasos. Those are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Mississauga. So let's go to next tower, which is let's go to next tower, which is 8 p.m. This something. So Coburg is going to get some 2.4 millimeters. Peterborough is 0.24 millimeters, 25. Scarborough, Stouffville, Toronto, Richmond, mini markets. Brampton, Orangeville, Oakville, Hamilton, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Standard Beach, Salaby, Milan, Olala, Betty, Olala, Georgia, Beverly Hills. Those are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Peterborough, Uxbridge, 0.25 millimeters. Balboa's going to get some 2.4 millimeters of rainfall because it's now decreasing rainfall. Let's go to the next hour, which is 11 p.m. Coburg, Peterborough, Belleville, Hamilton, Oakville, Niagara City, Georgia, Lilla, Betty's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Uxbridge. So, but Uxbridge doesn't count in not even Oshawa. Oshawa counts, but not Uxbridge. So Oshawa is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, which is Eastern Oshawa. So let's go to next hour, which is 8 a.m. There is nothing else, including Hanover. 11 a.m. There is something. So Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to the next hour, which is 2 p.m. Niagara Falls City, Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, Brampton, Orangeville, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Beverly Hills, Betty, Olala. Those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Hamilton Oakville. So let's go to, not doing Collingwood because it passed through. So let's go to 5 p.m. There is something. So alles. Georgia, Beverly Hills, Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, Brampton, Orangeville, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Coburg. Those are gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Now gonna make heavy is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters heavy is light is 6.25. No, it's gonna be, should be switched around. So Niagara Falls City heavy is gonna be 12.5, light is gonna be 6.25. So Betty, Olala, Collingwood, Bombay, Stanton Beach, Salby, Milan, Collingwood is gonna get some Peterborough, Belfast is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to the next tower, which is EPM. This is something Coburg. Peterborough Belfast gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Niagara Lake is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters. Heavy is gonna be 12.5 millimeters. So Hamilton, Sissaga, Brampton, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Scarborough, Stoffel, La Betty, Georgia, Beverly, Hills, Oshawa, Uxbridge. It's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So Lingwood, Bombay, Thunderbee, Midland, Bombay, Thunderbee, Sotheby, Midland, Collingwood. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including most of Oakville. So a little bit most of it. So let's go to the next hour, which is 11 p.m. Coburg, Peterborough, Niagara Lane, Niagara Falls City, Parkway. It's going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. That's heaviest Niagara Lane, Niagara Falls City. So lightest in Niagara Falls Lake is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. I'm not going to say Niagara Falls City because whole Niagara Falls City 6.25 millimeters. So Oshawa lightest 0.25. Heavy is going to get some 2.5 millimeters, which is 0.25 millimeters. Scarborough, Stoffel, Toronto. Hamilton, Olala, Berry, Beverly, Georgia, Maryland. Those are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, but most of Oakland, nothing, including parts of Mississauga, is going to be most of Mississauga 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 8 a.m., which is there is nothing else. 2 p.m. there's nothing else. 11 p.m., 2 p.m., there's nothing else. 5 p.m., 2 p.m., let's double check. Hana is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. We don't need a line because there's only one city. So 5 p.m., there is something. Something before. So Whiteton, I said, Obi Boylston, Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 8 p.m. There is something. Lincedo, BY Temple Yards in Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 7 p.m. There's something. So there's nothing else. So let's look at total precipitation. We don't need snowfall for each minute state. So let's go to 8 p.m. There is nothing else. Refresh again twice. There is nothing else. Tuesday, April 28th, there is something. So Brighton 6 millimeters, Boyles is gonna get some 6 millimeters, 5 millimeters, Hanum is gonna be 4 millimeters, Lingwood 11 millimeters, Bambi is gonna get some 7 millimeters, Hanabi 6 millimeters, Thanabi is gonna get some 6 millimeters of rainfall, so 7 millimeters. So let's look at Georgia is gonna get some 5 millimeters, Babylon is 5 millimeters, Barry is 6 millimeters. So 5 millimeters. Solana is gonna get some 9 millimeters of rainfall. Everywhere now falls 9.5 millimeters. Hamilton Oakland 10 millimeters. Sissaga 5 millimeters. Brampton 5 millimeters. Toval 5 millimeters. Scarborough 6 millimeters. Downtown 7 millimeters. Newmarket 5 millimeters. Orange 4 millimeters. Uxbridge 4 millimeters. Oshawa 8 millimeters. Peterborough 7 millimeters. Coburg 9 millimeters. Balboa 8 millimeters. So Hope's Way is gonna get some. Heavy is gonna get some between 12.5 and 17.5, so 30.5. So 50 millimeters of rainfall, 15.5 actually 50 millimeters. Line said is also 50 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to Midland, 7 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Oakwood, which is 5 millimeters of rainfall, so forth. So let's go to the Extaver, which is that's 65 millimeters in local. So that's the lightest, heaviest gonna be 10 millimeters. So let's go to next tower, which is 8 p.m. April the 29th. So everywhere in Niagara Falls, 13 millimeters, Hamilton, Oakville, 55 millimeters, Brantford 3 millimeters, Mississauga 3 millimeters, Dartmouth 4 millimeters, Scarborough 4 millimeters, Stoffel 4 millimeters, Newmarket Owensville 3 millimeters, Uxbridge 4 millimeters, Oshawa 5 millimeters, Peterborough 8 millimeters, Coburg 9 millimeters, Belleville 10 millimeters, Georgia 3 millimeters, Webblers 3 millimeters, Barry 4 millimeters on the lot, 3 millimeters of rainfall. Lingwood 1 millimeters, Palm Beach 1 millimeters, Holloway 1 millimeters, Sunny Beach 9 millimeters. So let's go to Hanover. Hanover is going to get some 0.3 millimeters, 0.43 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next tower. We did everything. Let's go to next tower, which is 8 p.m. April the 29th. So 3 millimeters and rain is 3 millimeters of rain is going to be covered. Peterborough 3 millimeters. Belleville 7 millimeters everywhere. And Agfa 2 millimeters. So Whitetown 1 millimeters. For Elgin, 0.7 millimeters. Hanover is going to get some 1 millimeters of rainfall. Lionshead is going to get some 1 millimeters of rainfall. Hopefully, is going to get some. Beverly Hills is going to get some 0.3 millimeters of rainfall. Collingwood is 0.3 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Oshawa. The heaviest in Oshawa is going to be 1 millimeters. Actually, that's going to 0.7 millimeters. Light is going to be nothing. Or 0.2. So let's look at air temperature pattern. So let's go to 3 p.m. Day something. So Wyatt 50 millimeter. Start again. So 15 degrees is in Wyatt air temperature pattern. So calling in 12 millimeter, 12 degrees. Line said OB is gonna be 7 degrees. Palm Beach gonna get some 13 degrees. Thunder Beach gonna be 5 degrees. Solid Beach gonna be 6 degrees everywhere Niagara Falls. Niagara Lake for 11 degrees. Niagara Falls City Tower 15 degrees. Hamilton Ogle. It's gonna be 8 degrees. Mississauga 9 this. 14 degrees in Stowe. Brampton 15 degrees is gonna be Stowe. Full Scarborough is gonna be 12 degrees. Newmarket also 15 degrees. Uxley 15 degrees. Oshawa 11 degrees. Peterborough 16 degrees. 7 degrees is going to be Coburg, Belleville, 16 degrees. Georgina is going to be 9 degrees. Belleville, yeah, is also going to get some 14 degrees. Verdi is going to be 14 degrees. Alala is going to get some 15.5 degrees. Boyelton, 13 degrees. Hanam is going to get some 14 degrees. So, Midland is going to get some 14 degrees, so 17 degrees, so 6.5 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 7 a.m. There is something. Watson 6 degrees, Collingwood 6 degrees, Lionshead, OB is going to get some 4 degrees, everywhere now plus 5 degrees, Hamilton, Ogle for 2 degrees, Mississauga 4 degrees, Brampton 4 degrees, so 5 degrees, Scarborough 5 degrees, after 4 degrees. Newmarket 4 degrees, Ontario 4 degrees, 3 degrees. Uxbridge 6 degrees, Oshawa 5 degrees, Peterborough 4 degrees, Coburg 4 degrees, Balfour 4 degrees, Georgina 5 degrees, Barrie 5 degrees, Babylon is 4 degrees. Olala 5 degrees, Bombay, Salaby 5 degrees, Willa 5 degrees, Honomer 7 degrees, so Barton 6 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 3 p.m. So Warta 19 degrees, Warren 18 degrees, 19. Hanover is 19 degrees, Collingwood 15 degrees, Bombay 16 degrees, Salaby 16 degrees, Salaby is going to get some 7 degrees, everywhere about 17 degrees, Hamilton, Ogle 7 degrees, Mississauga 12 degrees, Brampton 12, 15 degrees, Mississauga 12 degrees, Toval 16 degrees, Scarborough 14 degrees, Tata 12 degrees, Newmarket also 60 degrees, Uxbridge 60 degrees, Oshawa 50 degrees, Peterborough 17 degrees, Coburg 10 degrees, Belleville 18 degrees, Georgina 12 degrees, Babylon is 17 degrees, Valley is going to get some 16.5 degrees, Honolulu is going to get some 60 degrees, Lionshead OB is going to be 7 degrees, Hanover 19 degrees, so let's go to the next tower, which is 7 a.m. There is something. White 12 degrees, Collingwood 11 degrees, Royals 11 degrees, Hanover 12 degrees. Lionshead, OB is going to get 7 degrees. Bombay 7 degrees, Salaby 11 degrees, Southern Beach 9 degrees, Inland 11 degrees, Barrie 11 degrees, Georgina 10 degrees, Babylon 11 degrees, Alala 10 degrees, everywhere in Anchorage 13 degrees. Hamilton Oak 11 degrees, Mississauga 9 degrees, Brampton 11 degrees, Ophel 9 degrees, Scarborough 9 degrees, Downton 9 degrees, Newmarket only shown 10 degrees, Uxbridge 9 degrees, Oshawa 8 degrees, Peterborough 10 degrees, Coburg 10 degrees, 8 degrees, Belleville 10 degrees. So let's go to the next hour, which is 3 p.m. There is something. Whiteson 30 degrees, Wales 11 degrees, Hanover 12 degrees, Lionshead, OB 11 degrees, Collingwood 16 degrees, Palm Beach 12 degrees, Salaby 50 degrees, Thunder Beach is going to be 7 degrees, Georgina 11 degrees, Beverly is 40 degrees, Valley 60 degrees, Alala is going to be 40 degrees, everywhere for 60 degrees, Hamilton, Oakville 40 degrees, Mississauga 12 degrees, Brampton 60 degrees, Stowe 30 degrees, Scarborough 12 degrees, Dartmouth 11 degrees, Newmarket 60 degrees, Ontario 60 degrees, Uxbridge 12 degrees, Oshawa 10 degrees, Peterborough 11 degrees, Coburg 8 degrees, Melbourne 11 degrees. So let's go to next stop, which is 7 a.m. So easier temperatures. So 4 degrees of Warrington. Line said over 3 degrees, Wales 5 degrees, Hanoi 5 degrees. Collingwood 4 degrees, Bombay 3 degrees, Dunby 3 degrees, Salami 4 degrees, Winland 5 degrees, Georgia, Belfast 5 degrees, Valley 4 degrees, Adelaide 4 degrees, everywhere 9 degrees, Hamilton, Oakville 7 degrees, Sissaga 7 degrees, Brampton 7 degrees, Dundee 7 degrees, Scarborough 7 degrees, Stowe 6 degrees, Newmarket 4 degrees, Hartlepool 4 degrees, Hooksmith 4 degrees, Oshawa 7 degrees, Peterborough 5 degrees, Coburg 7 degrees, we have 8 degrees. So let's go to the next hour, which is 3 p.m. There is something. Whiteham 10 degrees for Elgin 8 degrees, Hannah 9 degrees, Collingwood 5 degrees, Palm Beach 6 degrees, Tanner Beach 6 degrees, so 5 degrees, Tanner Beach 4 degrees, Georgia 4 to 7 degrees, Melbourne 7 degrees, Bali 6 degrees, Ulula 7 degrees, everywhere dark plus 8 degrees, Matadoko 8 degrees, Sissaga 9 degrees, Brampton 9 degrees, Dover 9 degrees, Scarborough 9 degrees, Tanner 9 degrees. Newmarket Orange 7 degrees, Uxbridge 7 degrees, Oshawa 10 degrees, Peterborough 11 degrees, Coburg 9 degrees, Balboa 30 degrees. Line said, oh, is going to get some 7 degrees. So let's go to the next tower, which is outer Toronto. So let's go to the next tower, which is 70 a.m. So Whiteham 5 degrees, Collingwood 4 degrees, Wales 5 degrees, Hanoi 5 degrees, Line said, oh, 2 degrees, 4 degrees, Palm Beach 4 degrees, Salami 5 degrees, Thunder Beach 3 degrees, Midland 5 degrees, Georgia 4 degrees, Babylon 4 degrees, Valley 4 degrees, Alala 4 degrees, everywhere Vancouver 6 degrees, Hamilton, Oakville 5 degrees, Mississauga 5 degrees, Brampton 5 degrees, Downton 5 degrees, Scarborough 5 degrees, Dover 4 degrees, Newmarket Orange 4 degrees, Uxbridge 4 degrees, Oshawa 5 degrees, Peterborough 5 degrees, Coburg 5 degrees, Belleville 6 degrees. So let's go to the next tower, which is which is 2 p.m. This something. So Whiteton 7 degrees, Royalton 6 degrees, Collingwood 7 degrees, Palm Beach 6 7. No, it's gonna be 8 degrees, Thunder Beach 6 degrees, Thunder Beach. That's not Thunder Beach. Thunder Beach is gonna be actual temperature 3 degrees, and Lions it'll be is gonna be 3 degrees, actually 6 degrees. 6 degrees at Oversway, line says it's gonna be 5 degrees. Everywhere now calls temper 5 degrees. About Hamilton, local 9 degrees. Local warm is 10 degrees. Brampton 11 degrees. This is like 11 degrees. That is 10 degrees. Scarborough 10 degrees. Dover 10 degrees. Newmarket also 9 degrees. Express 9 degrees. Oshawa 11 degrees. Peterborough 9 degrees. Coburg 9 degrees. Belleville 11 degrees. Georgia 8 degrees. Babylon 8 degrees. Barrie 8 degrees. Olala 9 degrees. So this is the end of the video. So instead of 2 p.m., it's gonna be 3 p.m. for the winter time. So this is the end of the video actually. So Milan's gonna be 9 degrees, 8 degrees, 8 degrees mostly. So this is the actual end of the video.